I'm Santhosh Kumar from Section E. Instead of just sitting in front of a camera, I chose to combine my explanation with the visual presentation to convey the concept more clearly and make it more engaging. India currently holds demographic weights that few nations can match. Over a 65 percentage of its population is under the age of 35, placing the country's economic tragedy in the hands of youngest generation. Converting this massive youth cohort into a productive output is a central requirement of reaching a national target of 30 trillion valuation of 2047. However, the data reveals a persistent paradox of jobless growth. While the real GDP expands at the rate exceeding 8%, the employment intensity of the growth was remained historically low. This friction is reflected as a youth unemployment rate of 9.9%, even more conserving of this 25% individual age of 15 to 29 classified as a need, not employed education or training. Economists identify this structural unemployment persistent mismatch where the skills provided by the workforces do not meet the evolving requirement of the market. It left unaddressed is a coherent of a demographic dividend into a long-term fiscal burden. The sector currently dividing the India's national output as IT, finance, telecommunication, and capital intense. They require high competency human capital function, but the disconnect of a broader labor supply, as a 2024 suggests 88%. This gap is rooted into a education system remains prioritized towards rote memorization rather than apply a critical thinking and problem solving. Lack this practical training creates a phenomenon known as a information asymmetry, where employers cannot easily determine a candidate's truly productive. Historically, the degree serves as a reliable signal of a candidate's potential, but in 56% workers are not roles do not mismatch with the skill level. That signals undiluted. This creates a market lemons and where the talented discontinues from the low quality talent during the screening. To manage this risk, Prince often ignores a broader talent pool and focuses extensively on honoring mid-career professionals. This scarcity derives the inefficiency and talent and increases the operational cost. When the education systems fails to provide a variables and the inefficiency, this results the market struggling with the high job vacancies in technical role. Even when youth unemployment remains elevated, the broader national consequences of deep structural mismatch is a several straggling of aggregated labor productivity. This chart tracks declines and productivity growth aggregated 5.5% annually growth 2013 and 18. But pumped to the 0.4 percentage of 2019 and 23, this stagnation stems from a failure in structural transformation, preventing a workers from moving into a high value manufacturing or services. Instead, a labor is regression towards the low productivity sector. Between 2019-23, employment is agriculture actually grow, but nearly 33%. Human capital, like physical capital, depreciates from its not used effectively. This underutilized risk by 1.2 trillion is loss of foreign investments and permanently erodes the nation's future economic capacity. Addressing this requirement shift from skills and signaled in a short term, the market is moving towards variables of micro candidates and projects involves portfolios provides coherent evidence of availability. Institutionally, the focuses on more curriculum synthesizes academic programs needed to upgrade the annual in cooperative with the industry leaders to accelerate the classroom gaps and the workforces. The state that incentives of the LinkedIn employment skills which 99 crores rupees has been operated subsidies of variable skills and signals faces waiters institutional residents, rigid academic frameworks and infrastructure limitation in regions of major technology hubs. India 30 trillions of economic globally won't be numbered as a degrees of a system produces. Successful will determine the product of this workforce before the demographic workforce opportunity clause closes.